I know everybody hates AI. Oh, AI's ruining everything. Well, we're gonna ruin some stuff because we're gonna take toy playsets and see how they would look if they were real, or at least what AI thinks they would look like if they were real. Let's take a look. Guys, we're back with another video. We're gonna have fun today, just fun today. We're gonna look at. I always say what we're gonna do. Why would I repeat it again? Saw it in the title, saw it in the thumbnail, saw it in the teaser. So let's just get into this. Here's a playset from the 70s. I had this. It's released under a different name. I mean, a few different names. Seemed like, I don't know, I guess the company that made it sold the mold because like 3 or 4 different companies made this. But it was cool. Me and my brother would use it as a Empire base or a Rebel base, depending on what kind of movie it was in. So what would this look like if it was real? Let's take a look. Man, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty fun right there. I mean, if I was going to be in a war, I guess that'd be a fun war to be in. Let's take a look at this one right here. The Kung Fu Studio. Talked about this a couple weeks ago. We're looking at Big Jim. Now, we had this as a kid. It was a lot of fun. Now, I couldn't find a good picture of the inside of it, so we're going to see how it would look on the outside if it was a real Kung Fu studio that you could go to and take Kung Fu classes. Kung Fu! Okay, let's take a look. Oh, look more like some kind of Japanese outhouse. I could be wrong, but there it is. Big Jim. Check out this right here. Snake Mountain. Now, I don't know, something about the AI, ChatGPT, when I use it, they don't like to give me squares. They like to give me long. I hate long. I hate when people take videos with their phone like this, turn shit. Everything should be landscape. But anyway, this is Snake Mountain. Remember, it had that little thing you could talk through. More balls itch. You could say a lot of stuff. You would say cuss words in that thing the day you got it. Well, let's take you got to put one of them square batteries in, you stick it on your tongue. Remember that? Let's take a look and see how this one will look. Whew, that's kind of creepy. Looks like it only did, I guess it's the whole, it looked like I only tried to squeeze both sides because it didn't do landscape, but that's kind of creepy right there. I like it. I kind of like that one right there. And then we got the Kenner Death Star, one of the greatest or most fun play sets ever. Sorry, in the UK, I know you got a little small cardboard one sitting on the ground, but anything with a tower, anything with an elevator, that's cool in my book. Not saying the other one wasn't cool, just not as fun as a tower. I mean, I put people on top of it, let them fall out. It was fun. Darth Vader kick Obi-Wan, he fall out. It was a lot of fun. Let's see how this thing would look if it was real. Okay, I can see that. Need to put that in one of the Star Wars movies. I always like, if I had enough money and had the skills or knew somebody to pay, I always like, especially when I get, that'd be cool. Can you imagine making this in your backyard, like out of wood or something, like a tree horse, like a tree set, like I don't know, like a play set or something. It'd be kind of cool if you knew what you were doing to make that. It'd be awesome. Wait a minute. Looks like they put the garbage chute on the wrong floor. Oh, crazy. Let's check this out right here. Castle Grayskull. We're back to the HeMan Master Universe collection, and look at this. I tell you, I love this playset. I play with it all the time. Man, HeMan made me put up my Star Wars toys. I hate to say it, but it's true. Let's see what it would look like if Castle Grayskull was real. I don't know. It looks like a model. It don't look really real, but that's what it looked like, I guess, if it was real, according to AI. Let's check out this right here. The Daily Bugle playset. I think this was the 90s Toy Biz. It's kind of cool for a little Spider-Man playset. It's got some buildings and everything. It's just going to look like a city, so let's see what it looks like here. The Daily Bugle. What's that, Stacy? It's got an ad on it. I don't even think that's in the real picture, is it? That's weird. There it goes. The Daily Bugle right there. I wasn't too impressed with that one either. How about this right here? Well, Junkman, that's not a toy playset. It's a toy and it's a playset. Might not be for action figures. It makes you the action figure. This is like the most dangerous toy in the world. You know your dad ain't going to cement in the poles or anything. It's going to shift everything when you're doing it. But let's see what it would like if it was a real base. Oh, that's pretty cool. It looks about the same, to be honest with you. That looks pretty cool. And let's go over here, right. Remember this thing? This Kenner Star Destroyer playset. Never had this as a kid. Wanted it. We couldn't find it at Christmas. Me and my brother used to look for it. Tell my grandma, hey, let's go to the mall. Let's go to Zayre's. Let's go to J.C. Penney's. Let's go. Let's even go to Rose's. And nobody ever had it, so we never did get it. And by next Christmas, we moved on to something else. But let's see how this will look if it was real. This is going to be strange, isn't it? Because this is a strange looking place. Is it a playset? Is it a ship? Let's take a look. For some reason, AI thought it was a boat. I guess I can kind of understand why AI thought it was a boat. But there it is. Looks kind of like it right there. So let's move on to this one right here. Remember this playset from Star Wars in the 90s? Horrible. Just a hallway. Just a stupid hallway. Now this is horrible. I tried to get AI to do this one, and for some reason it was like, oh, Star Wars is copyrighted. Although it didn't tell me that all the time, but it did on this one. So I just say remove the figures and try to make an AI image of a Death Star hallway toy. And it did that. It was just looked like a generic hallway. So let's, hey, I didn't spend all my time making it. Well, not making it, prompting it up and waiting. So, and how about this KFC? Remember this playset? That looks like a lot of fun. The KFC playset. Well, let's take a look and see what AI thinks the KFC playset will look like if it was real. That's about right. That's about right there. Whew, okay. The Love Boat. Remember that? Love Boat. MIGO made Love Boat. And we're going to turn their Love Boat real. You ready? Let's make it real. Everything got screwed up. So let's look at the Love Boat if it was the real Love Boat. I don't know why it crops it off for some reason. But look, what's Gopher doing? What's going on there? He's going to break his back sleeping like that. Check out this right here. Remember this playset right here? Okay, sorry about that again. I got my numbers screwed up, so the pictures ain't coming right. From the Dungeons and Dragons toy collection, here's the playset. But what's it look like if it was real? Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Ooh, that's scary. Look at that big Dracula gargoyle looking thing at the top up there. Look at this. That is freaky scary. Check out this right here. Kenner's Ghostbusters Firehouse. A lot of you kids play with that. Well, a lot of you adults played with it as a kid. But what would it look like? You know, this is probably what it looked like if it was in your imagination. I bet as a kid, this is how you saw it right here. Looks like a fire station downtown with half the wall missing so you can see inside. That's about right. How about this right here? The G.I. Joe Mobile Command Center. This was a lot of fun for you G.I. Joe collectors out there, or for kids that love playing with G.I. Joe. Even came with an action figure. That's a plus. But what would it look like? But what would it look like if it was real? It would look pretty badass. Check this out. Whew, makes it, again, this is probably how it looked to you as a kid when you were playing with it. And then we got the Ewok. Yep, the Ewok Village playset from Kenner. How would that look like? Well, we used AI to find out. Let's find out here. Nah, okay, that's got a bunch of Ewoks up there. Looks kind of creepy and everything. I can live with that. 3PO sitting at the top of there in a gold chair. What? Crazy. Up there like a golden god. Check out this right here, the Kenner playset. Yeah, this is another one where it was like, we can't make it because it's copyrighted. So I said, just take out the figures and turn this bar into a space bar. So let's just, a space bar, that's on a computer. Let's see what it looks like. Not too good. Could have done better. I was disappointed with that one. Disappointed. How about the Hall of Justice? Not much to do here. Hell, you can go to Cincinnati and see the real thing. It looks just like that. But how the AI say it would look if it was real? Like this right here. Yeah, that's about right. That's about how it would look, I think. That's pretty darn cool, though. And how about this? Remember this? The HeMan Eternia playset. Now, I was out of HeMan by the time this came out, but it would have been freaking awesome to have. If I had this back when I was into my HeMan, oh, man, it would have been awesome. Been awesome. But how would it look if it was real? If it was in real life, how would it look? It's kind of got a toy look to it still, AI. You kind of let me down, but it still looks kind of dang cool. And I know some of you probably are like, oh man, that's AI. Don't do that. That's AI. To me, that looks cool. I printed that out and hang it on the wall. Oh, it's AI art, man. I don't care. It looks pretty badass to me. Hey, wait a minute, was that a lightsaber? Maybe it's just a light hitting his sword or something. How about this Earthquake Tower? Great toy I had as a kid. I did a video on it. Come with a record. You could play with people screaming and everything. And the whole tower was shaking. It was a lot of fun. How would it look if this tower was real? It looked like a damn tower jump, man. This ain't going to be no fun. There you go. That's what it's like if it was real. Look at that. And the boy, oh, look how big that boy is. Crazy. And then we've got the MIGO Star Trek playset. Again, another one we had as a kid. My brother had it. I used to play with it. We love playing it, spinning them around, making business here. You're transported. It was a lot of fun. But how would it look if it was real? Nah, they could have done better. I don't know why they got to crop it down like this, make everything low. TikTok generation. Oh, but there it is right there. At least they kept Spock. Well, turned Spock into a black Vulcan, but look like they still kept it like a kitchen floor though. And then we've got last here the Imperial attack base. Remember this? Imperial attack base right here. You got Darth Vader. For some reason the AI didn't care. It wasn't like, oh, we can't have the figures. For some reason they didn't care. I guess they didn't recognize Darth Vader. But how would this look? This attack base look if it was real? Brr, that looks cool. Looks like 2 Darth Vaders in there. I don't know. Maybe that's like 3 Darth Vaders. One's come out of his outhouse. Again, I wish it did it. I was like, if I load it in landscape, why don't you print it in landscape? Well, I don't care, you know. And you ain't got that good. You still got to do everything in portrait mode. Ugh. Hate portrait mode. Whew, that was a lot. That was a lot of fun. I tell you, it's a lot faster to make the video. It took me about 2 hours to. AI, you gotta get a little faster, man. I know it was cool and everything. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think of this video. So, hey, do more. Do the action figures. Show me what Han Solo looked like if he was real. Probably look like Harrison Ford. And what would HeMan look like if he was real? Let me know that and more in the comments below. Thank you for watching.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.